everybody, it's Elizabeth from Organized Chaos, and I'm back with another plan with me. I thought since it was the start of the new year, this would be a good time, and I picked up a couple of new things that I'm excited to try out this week for the first time. I've had these planner stamps that I got off of Etsy for a while now, and I use them to make my own icon stickers. I stamp onto these little Avery labels that I color with Sharpies. But I found these new planner stamps at Michael's the other day, and they had some of the icons that I had been wishing for a while that I could buy. It's so hard to buy stamps individually, and because this was on super sale, it was worth it to get it, even though there were a few that I already had. So I'm gonna try those out. And when I was there looking at the stamps, there was another set of stamps that I was looking at first that came with a set of stencils, which I wasn't really sure what I was gonna do with, and then I ended up getting this other set anyway. But I realized when I was looking at it that I could use stencils to color the shape that I normally cut out from the Avery labels with just colored pencils or markers or something. So when I got home, I was kind of wishing I had the stencils after all. So then I just took an X-Acto knife and I took one of these old promotional cards that come in the mail all the time, which I save for my daughters to use to pretend to shop and stuff, and I also use to rip washi by holding it down like that as a straight edge. So anyway, I drew out some of the shapes that I thought I would want to use onto the card and then cut it with an X-Acto knife. So I'm going to try that out today instead of my normal Avery labels. Alright, so I've got some different supplies here that I'm just going to play around with, but I am starting on the week for Monday, January 2nd to Sunday, January 8th. For those of you who don't know, I'm a music teacher. I'm also a single mom to twin, almost 5-year-olds, and I plan everything in this one planner. All of my life stuff, home, my social media, blog, and teaching lesson plans all go into one place so that I can see everything that I need to do in one spot. So this is a planner that I've been using for a while. I'll leave the links down below to where you can get these same planner pages, as well as other teacher planners that are designed specifically for music teachers. So without further ado, so I'm going to take out these pages. I use a Martha Stewart binder from Staples. It's a disc bound system, which I love because it's easy to take pages out like this and put them back in and rearrange them however I want. So I have this scrap piece of paper that I thought would match some of the stickers that I want to use really well, and I thought it looked like the right size to cover up this day, which I have off, and maybe also the notes section. So we're going to try that first. I've started anytime I have a day off of school, or if it's professional development, I don't have lesson plans to write down, using some paper pads to cover up the lesson planning space is just an easy way to add some color. I tried before using washi tape, and it just didn't look that great to me with the different strips of tape running down, and it was also, frankly, a bit time consuming. So this is much quicker because I can cover the whole space in one go. So, okay, I marked off the sides to cover up just the lesson planning space because I still need the life planning section. But yeah, that is almost perfect. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to also cover up this notes section with the paper. This paper is light enough that I can still write over it. And I also often write the notes that I keep in this section on post-it notes, sticky notes, so that I can take my notes out and move it somewhere else if I need to refer to it when that week is over, which happens a lot with meetings from staff notes and ideas that I write down and that kind of stuff. All right. So let's glue those down. I have this glue that is repositionable, and it's you can actually use it as a more permanent glue if you stick it down quickly, but if you wait just a few seconds after you put the glue on before you stick it down, then it comes off pretty easily if you need it to, which is good for this kind of thing because so often I end up changing my mind and it's kind of hard to commit to stuff. Plus it makes it easier to line it up. It's nice. I do put paper down a lot in the notes section to kind of give it some extra color, but I don't usually have these days off in the middle of the week to put paper on the other side, so this is nice. It makes it look more balanced. Okay, and then I was thinking I could use this to write down some resolutions or goals, and I thought I would bring in, I don't have any like Happy New Year, New Year's-ish stuff too much to decorate with this week. I'm mostly going with kind of a just wintry theme, but I thought maybe bringing in this gold tape would be a good way to give it a little bit of a New Year's feel without being over the top, since technically New Year's is over at this point. But I did not do anything in my planner this last week while I was on break. So I didn't get to do a New Year's spread per se. I have these page flags that I picked up at Target a long time ago, and the colors go pretty well. I'm planning to use, let's put the top back on that glue. I'm planning to use some of these stickers from this book, which I also used on my monthly spread. I posted that picture on Instagram if you want to see. But it has some pinks and greens in it, so I am thinking about using one of these pink sticky notes, and the white dots kind of look like snow to me, I don't know. So I might make it into more of a flag shape. Let's try it, and if I don't like it, it's not a huge waste, so that's okay. Can always use a new one. I'm gonna I cut off the pointed end into a straight edge, and then I'm going to cut the other end that was straight into a flag. Yeah, I don't know. That might look better if I put stickers around it and such. I'm gonna put it on for now, and if I don't like it later, I might change my mind. And then I'm going to use, these are my favorite pens in the whole world. I have a whole bunch of colors of these. They're the Friction Ball Slim, so they're 0.3. I really like fine tip pen. It basically writes like a really slim ballpoint, but it's erasable ink, which is nice. Not for this kind of thing, it doesn't matter so much, but for lesson planning and that kind of stuff, it's nice. So let's see if I can write neatly here. And if you're trying to learn how to do fancy lettering, it's really not that hard to do some basic things. One trick I learned, I'll show you a close-up in a second, is to write all of your letters and then go along whatever the left vertical line is of each letter, if that makes sense. Just add an extra line. I don't know if you can see that, but that makes it look a little bit quote-unquote fancy. It's not the best lettering, but still. All right, so then I think I better do some... Alright, I think I'm going to do my washi tape next, and I have this one which has the pink and green in the flowers. This one is like a sweater cable knit pattern in the blue, and this one is the snowflakes. And then I have the skinny washi as well. One thing I'm wondering is if I should try to do some more gold. I've got so much blue already, I might avoid using the blue washi, although this one matches really well to bring in. I might use that over here somehow. Is that weird? Okay, so I can, and sometimes I do, use this width of washi along the top and bottom, and then I have a little hole punch to re-punch the little edges of the holes that get covered. But most of the time I'm too lazy to go through that process, even though it's not really that involved, but I just don't want to have to deal with that extra step of punching out later. So this is faster in my mind. I just take, it also saves washi tape. I have a pretty good collection of washi, but not huge. So I cut it with the paper trimmer in half, and that way it's skinny enough to fit along the top and bottom edges without covering up any of the punched holes. And it's just a little bit more subtle too. I mean, I enjoy decorating my planner. It's like my adult version of scrapbooking, basically, which I've always done and love. But I don't have the space to afford to decorate very heavily, just because I have so much information that I need to be able to manage. Plus, I need to be able to find the information that I do have on there quickly. So if I over decorate, it's just too hard to find. But the little bit of color and pattern just makes planning a lot more fun, and it also makes it a lot more motivating for me. And the different colors actually do help to break up the information that I have, so that it's easier for me to find what I need actually. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing down here with the gold, just to bring that in a little bit more. That one little strip is probably not going to be, it'll look lonely since there's no gold in anything else that I have here. So I got a piece that's long enough to fit one edge, and then I'm going to cut it in half. These paper trimmers too are really not expensive, especially if you can get one with a coupon, which crafting stores will have coupons all the time. They sell these at Walmart. You can get them on Amazon. Michael's and Joann's are craft stores that will have coupons quite often, so you can get it cheaply. And I use it all the time. It makes it a lot easier for me to buy fewer things and A, use them longer, and B, not have to worry about buying something that may be more expensive or harder to find, just so that it will fit what I need, because I can just cut it myself if it's too big. Which a lot of times skinny washi tape that would come in this size is more expensive for whatever reason. Okay, that's nice. It still looks a little random, but I think it'll come together. Okay. Now, let's try this new little stencil trick. I am going to use the little banner shape that I cut out here. And I stole my daughter's colored pencils, so I have this silver one. And then I have these other colors, which, like I showed you before, will kind of go with the sticker book that I have picked out. So I think also, since I have skinny washi in this blue color, to bring in the blue again, I'm going to avoid blue. So I have silver, which kind of goes with that grayish color, and pink, and probably this light green is going to match the best. I think I'm going to use, I try to stick, you can get these sticker books for $1 at a lot of the same stores I mentioned earlier for the paper cutter, and they're really nice because they're so cheap, and they make it easy for you to add kind of little seasonal things, which are fun. But I try to stick, if you use books like this, the main thing that can be annoying is that they cut around the edge. Like, you can see some of the background color around the edge of every sticker. So I try to use only one sheet in one spread so it still looks coordinated. So I think I am going to use this dark blue. I use this light blue sheet quite a bit already, obviously, although that looks nice with the... That's okay, I'm going to do it. Okay, so I might try to pull in, actually, that dark blue. Okay. So I usually mark my blog posts that I need to write, which generally come out on Monday for kind of my lifestyle posts. I'm sorry. I am naturally not a loud speaker, so I apologize if sometimes it's hard to hear me. I really have to remind myself to speak up because I do not normally speak loudly, but I know it can be hard to hear on the video camera. Anyway, so I have a blog post for my lifestyle post, comes out every Monday, and then this is going to be my music teacher education related post, and then I always post on Facebook on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I'm going to do that with the pink. And then I have a few other kind of random things I need to note up here that I'll use the other colors for. So I try to use this top section for pretty much anything that is not lesson planning. So I have to conserve space. I also try to just limit it to the most important things that are also time sensitive. I have a whole to-do list over here, and sometimes, you know, if it's something that needs to get done by a certain date, I'll note that in the to-do list section, or I will add some to-dos over here in these on the specific days if it's really important to do on a certain day, like pay a bill or return library books or, you know, things like that. But I try to limit this to my social media blog stuff and, you know, appointments and those kinds of things so that I have enough room to write everything down. Okay, so this is where I normally would have put my stickers, but instead I've got these colored pencil banners, which are cute. I like trying different things. So these are my old icon stamps, which I'm going to continue to use because I need the computer icon for blog posts. And my only concern here about this system, which may keep me from doing it all the time, is that with this technique, with the stencil as opposed to the stickers, I'm going to be stamping right onto the paper instead of onto the sticker. So I don't know if this ink is going to bleed through. I know that if you are stamping directly onto the paper and you want to avoid bleed through, first of all, thicker paper is better, which I do have semi thicker paper, not super thick, but also chalk ink is really good, but I think it takes a little bit longer to dry. These are dye inks just because I bought them to use on sticker paper, so I wasn't too worried about it, but we'll see. I'm not too worried because the week before I didn't use, and the week after I can just use stickers over it if there's some ink that shows through. And I just like to try different things. It makes it more fun instead of just doing the same thing over and over again. Okay, so those are going to be my Facebook posts. And then what else? Okay, I know that I want to write down a few birthdays. Whoops. And I also want to write down my meals. Alright, so I'm going to open up this new stamp set. If I can, my goodness. So that we can test out these stamps. Now, the main reason I was looking for some new stamps and wanted to get these is because I needed some stamps for like home stuff. I had gotten stamps for work related things like you saw I've already used for social media and computer, that kind of thing, but these are really cute. They have cleaning kinds of things, and let's see if I can make this a little bit easier to see. There we go. Cleaning, even some lists and stuff. So I might try out, if I end up getting different colors of ink, I could use this banner stamp as well. But it's got doctor's appointments, airplane, those are the kinds of things that I was kind of wishing for a while that I had. So it's really nice. So I'm going to grab, I don't have any doctor's appointments. I kind of wish I did so that I could use the stamp, because that's the one I really was wishing I had a better stamp for. But I'm going to grab the fork and spoon. And this came with a little acrylic block that's even smaller than the one I have right now, so I'll try that out. And let's do a little flag down there too, maybe with the dark blue. If I can find my, here we go. Okay, so I don't do dinner plans every day because my daughters go and have dinner with their dad on some nights. So I don't have to plan every night, which is nice. Yeah, this is kind of fun. Okay, having these little stencil things. It's just kind of a different look, I guess. And of course it costs less when you're just drawing it instead of using stickers. Alright. Oh, I forgot. With this new stamp, it may... I better test this first. Okay, so... yeah, see, sometimes you have to rough up new stamps. It's been a while since I did this. I've seen people use an eraser to rub on it, and I don't have one handy right now, so I'm not going to go that far. But this will be good enough for me. And it's a little bit tall, so I'm going to try to slant it. That's fine. Not the best, but we'll call it a work in progress. Still cute though. So let's put that back. And I don't know, I might get motivated to mark down my cleaning kinds of stuff. But for right now, I think I'm going to stop there, and I am going to mark down birthdays, which I was thinking about marking with these little icons, but I think I'm going to change my mind. Is that going to make that? Yeah, you know what? I am going to do it with the same colored pencil technique. Otherwise, it's going to look mismatched. So I am going to pull out this heart. And maybe if I rub my finger on it enough, that'll help. And I will use this side. I can't decide. I'm going to come back to that later. I'm not sure if I like that idea or not. Okay, so we'll worry about that later. I'm going to mark down, use this little skinny washi in the blue. I actually got this at the Dollar Tree. A lot of their washi tape stuff is not the best quality, but this set was pretty good. My problem with a lot of the Dollar Tree washi tape is that it's very sort of plasticky. It's basically just like thick Scotch tape, and it does not come off the paper well at all, which is one of the main reasons I like washi tape. And it is not flexible like regular real washi tape is flexible, so you know, if it starts off kind of crooked, you can just kind of adjust it to make it straighter. But with a lot of the cheap quote-unquote washi tape, because it's thicker and it's not actually like masking tape type material, it's not flexible enough, so it kind of defeats the purpose for me. Okay, and I gotta remember to go back and figure out what I'm doing with those birthdays later, but for now, let's move on. And I have to use this little deer. Oh, you know what I was thinking? I'm gonna use this gray over here somehow to kind of balance out, because I've got this down low and up high, sort of balances out, so maybe I could do the same with this one. Kind of helps break up the space a little bit too. Okay, try that. This deer is adorable. let's get some pink. Maybe this little owl could go right there. Is that going to take up too much on my Monday? I don't think so. I don't have a whole lot else to put there. And maybe one of these little birds at the bottom of the to-do section. I could put this flowery tape. Is that too much mixing and matching? Okay, let's do it. Why not? It's a fairly eclectic spread at this point. And if I'm doing it there, I should probably do it over here. All right, that works. Now we can put the little birdie. And I need something. Sorry, I know the camera keeps stopping, but this is a long video. Okay, one thing I could do for the birthdays and stuff is use these little stars or these little acorns, which are also cute, as, you know, the little icon. I think I might do that. The question is, which one, stars or acorns? And I think I'm going to go with the acorns. So I have one birthday on Monday. I have another important date on Wednesday. And then Friday, could use this brown, and they're all different. Okay. I think that's enough for me. I try to put stuff kind of in the corners where I don't, so that I don't take up too much space, but I still get enough little bit of decor, so to speak. Okay, I think I'm okay with that. So I am going to fill in my class schedule. I use a different color to mark each grade for everything that I do related to that. So I use those colors from the same erasable pens to write down the name of the class in each block so that I know which lessons I'm teaching that day. So I have I'm going to pull up my class schedule that I've got in the front of my planner. Okay, so let's just start over. Okay, 6th grade is always in the morning. I'm not going to see all of my classes next week because we have that Monday off. But we're basically starting fresh at this point, so that's okay. Fifth grade. 4th grade. Go through this way so I don't have to keep pulling out different colored pens over and over again, but it does get a little confusing. And one thing I do, because I usually do have more, not usually, I always have more than 5 classes in a day. But if I have 2 classes of the same grade level, I write both of them in one box, because I always have those back to back anyway. And if I'm teaching them 2 different lesson plans, I'll just write them still in the same square, but like one after the other. Because I just make pretty short notes to myself anyway. I have all of my detailed plans in my monthly sets, which is what I'm going to refer to make my lesson plans anyway. Okay, so back to, I'm going to do kindergarten next, because that is too confusing. Okay, B day. Come on. Hold on. 3rd grade. Man, you lose a week and you forget how to do everything. Okay, 3rd grade. It's also on E day. Now let's do kindergarten. And I was intentional, by the way, when I chose my colors. I would have done the color assignments in rainbow order, like red for 6th grade or kindergarten, and then orange, yellow, green in order. However, I needed to use lighter colors for the most part, so I was going to use pink instead of red, and I knew it would be a problem for some of the stuff I have posted in my room if 6th grade was pink. So pink is kindergarten. I do actually think about these things. Okay. Yeah, most of the stuff that I have for the color coding is just for my own use, but I do have like the objectives posted by grade level in those colors and stuff like that. So then I will use red for my choir classes. And I usually have some other ensembles. I have a step team and a stomp style kind of drumming group, but I don't think I'm going to try to run them this first week back. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. Alright, I'm going to fill some of this lesson planning stuff in. I'm going to look at my monthly plans and also look back and see if there are any things from December that I didn't quite finish, because I know there are a few grades that did not, so that I can plan those out, and then I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I've filled in most of this stuff. It took me about 15 minutes to put this all in. That's the nice thing about having those, my monthly curriculum already done. I can just kind of copy and paste things in. But anyway, this is about how much I'm going to fill out for now. The rest of the information I will fill out throughout the week as things get more finalized. But for now, let's stick it back in the planner. This was my Christmas spread, so fun, and my empty week. And by the way, I don't think I showed this, but if you're wondering, the ink did bleed through slightly from the stamps onto the other side, but not a ton. I guess it's shadowing, not bleed through. But so it's not bad. So I might do that again with the stenciling and the colored pencils. I'm happy with how it came out. It's a little bit more subtle and just kind of fun to do some coloring too. So that is it for this Plan With Me video. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope you learned some new little tricks to try out in your own planner or just for lesson planning techniques. If you want the links to the teacher planners, this one, and I have 6 other lesson planning formats available in my store that you can download, customize, and print. And it's updated for free every year with all of the dates, so I love it. If you want to get one of those for yourself to start off the new year, the links are in the description box below. And I will also leave a link if you want to see the lesson plans that I create. I put together all of the lessons and the materials and everything that I'm using, and those are available in my store as well. So I'll leave a link to that if you want a little help with your lesson plans for elementary general music. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me know what things are worthwhile videos for me to make. And if you want to see my future content on this channel, please make sure you subscribe. And you may also want to hit the little bell button right next to the subscribe button. It will make sure you get notified when there are new videos posted. Thank you, have a happy new year, and thanks for watching. Bye!